got more solo records than most of them that really hit. Remember that? You dig? Like I got a lot of gold singles and I got some action with me. You dig? It's gonna be hard for a lot of people from New York to win with Capo. And I got freestyles I could do. All, in New York City, it's gonna be hard. I would say that for anybody.
You know, on the record,
it sounds like he want to do one with 50 Cent. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like Jim.
Nah, I don't want to do nothing with that sucker. You heard? You need to leave him out the conversation.
Yeah, I just seen the Breakfast Club. Jimmy popping all that bullshit. I be seeing Jimmy talking about, we Gucci, boo-boo. He in the Gucci store talking about, we Gucci, boo-boo. The Black King, they was going fuck up. Jimmy, they was like, Marita Monero.
Diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones. Check my track record. Then check everybody else's track record. Then go to the billboards and check all my entries. Then check all them entries. And like, if you want to go to the billboard entries, pull up Nas billboard entries. Then pull up my billboard entries.
Can we address one thing though?
Go ahead.
Jim Jones has 9 entries in the Billboard 200 with 3 top 10 albums and no number ones, while Nas has 27 entries, 16 top 10 albums, and 6 that have reached number 1 on the Billboard.
Jimmy was not a rapper then.
Right.
He was your man, like on the side, like in the side, just he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when Ballin' took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. That's the Lloyd Banks. That's Lloyd Banks.
When 50 Cent drops a warning, the rap world freezes, and this time, the glare landed squarely on Jim Jones. It all started when Jim got slippery in an interview, throwing a line everybody read as a shot. A lot of these dudes be acting tough for the cameras. We know who really outside. The internet detonated. Folks immediately connected the dots. If anyone fits the bill of business savvy, street credible power, it's Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. 50 doesn't do vague jabs. He hits with messages that rattle the whole scene. Hours later, he responded the only way he knows how, not with a song or a speech, but a bone-cold Instagram post that made the culture pause. One line. Some of y'all better chill before I remind the city what really happened. No names, no tags, just threat level chill. Everyone knew who it was for. The timing, the tone, the menace crystal clear. Jim, watch your step.
What would you expect to see with a Cameron and 50 Cent collaboration?
I don't know what to expect to see from them two suckers. I wouldn't care what to expect to see from them. I wish them the best. Heard? Just stay out my way, please.
That's all?
He wanted that. He was watching them be that, like Mace be that and Cam be that, and looked at, and it was finally, he had one. And I just looked, and I knew, I just took the shot, Murder, to see, because I wasn't sure he was going to go for it. But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. Then you got to watch and see how he was talking. And then, when you see, he like, oh, he really like that. Give me this, give me Jimmy. Yeah, tell him we want you at the show, Jimmy. Yeah, but that was one of those things I just threw it out and see what. And then when he bit to it, because it was like he was having a moment that not sure that was going to ever happen again at that point. And then he's going, for them, they have records that where, look, I always say this to certain artists, I go, damn, when is he going to have his moment? Like, Fat.
The comment section exploded the moment 50's post went up. Fans flooded it with fire emojis, popcorn gifs, and wild comments like, 50, about to expose somebody, and Jim better chill before the receipts start flying. Because everyone in hip-hop knows when 50 Cent says, remind the city, he's not talking about rap beefs or lyrical sparring. He's talking about real-life street stories, the kind that rappers spend their careers trying to bury. And that's what makes 50 so dangerous. He's not just reacting, he's strategizing. Every word, every post, every silence, it's all part of a calculated chess game. And while most rappers are still figuring out the board, 50's already thinking 10 moves ahead. When he sends out a warning, it's never for clout or clicks. It's a declaration of dominance, a signal that something bigger might be coming. Within hours, hip-hop blogs and fan pages went into overdrive. Headlines started popping up everywhere. 50 Cent, back in villain mode, and Jim Jones might have woken up the wrong giant. The clip of the post spread across every major platform, from Instagram and X to TikTok and YouTube. Even people allegedly close to Jim were hitting him up privately, urging him to fall back before things went too far, because everyone knows the #1 rule in hip-hop. Don't poke the man who built an empire out of beefs and survived them all. Now, the streets are buzzing with speculation. What did 50 really mean by remind the city? Was he referencing some old Harlem situation that never made it to the headlines? Or maybe a behind-the-scenes incident that only a handful of people know about? One thing's for sure, when 50 Cent starts talking like this, he's not bluffing. He doesn't do warnings for show, he does them to shake the table. And when 50's in that zone, people don't just listen, they get nervous. Because history shows, when he starts exposing, careers don't just take a hit, they crumble.
Jim Jones, man. Hip hop, of course, you know, is a competitive sport. But on the other end of it, it's like certain people shouldn't be able to say your names until they've done something in the genre of music. I've done too much in this music to even have to answer that question. Like Jim Jones, who is Jim Jones? Like, he's not on anyone's top 10 list. He's not like no one's top 10 list. Maybe not even his family. I was saying last night, it's like the 8th guy on the bench just screaming at Jordan, like, you a bum. Like, you wanna be like the 9th guy on the bench. I'm not even worried about you.
There's real history fueling this tension. 50 Cent and Jim Jones have been circling each other for years. It goes way back to those Dipset versus G-Unit days, when every mixtape drop and street appearance felt like a Cold War. But behind the scenes, there were always deeper stories, quiet street rumors, unseen connections, and situations that never made it to the blogs. This beef has roots far beyond music. But here's the twist, this isn't 2005 anymore. 50 Cent isn't just that bulletproof vest-wearing rapper dropping mixtapes and collecting enemies. He's evolved into something much bigger, a mogul, a TV powerhouse, a one-man media empire who commands attention across every platform. When 50 speaks now, it's not just hip-hop fans listening, it's millions of people across industries. His words don't just trend, they shift narratives. So when he dropped that cold warning post, it didn't just check Jim Jones, it sent shockwaves through the entire culture. The tone was different. The energy was heavier. People started saying, yo, 50's got more power now than ever. Because that's the truth, 50 doesn't just control the mic anymore, he controls the spotlight. Meanwhile, Jim's still out here talking slick like it's the DVD era, playing the old game while 50's already rewritten the rules.
Man, Jim Jones right here. Bought you the biggest record of last year, right?
Oh yeah, we had a nice time last year.
What we call that one?
I was balling, we still balling. Yeah, what's my big baby?
Yes, sir. Was balling. You know, so
man, we got
Jimmy was not a rapper then.
Right.
He was your man, like on the side, like on the side, just he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when balling took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. That's the Lloyd Banks, that's Lloyd Banks thing. He was watching them be that, like Mace be that, and Cam be that, and looked at it, and it was finally, he had one. But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. Then you gotta watch and see how he was talking. Get you, Jimmy.
why don't you hear it? We gotta do that one time. Tell me how to show you how you do it, Jimmy.
You got to pass me the ball for
That's how we gotta do that.
Throw you the ball, baby.
You know what I mean?
He was having a moment that not sure that was going to ever happen again at that point. And then he's going, for them, they had records that were, look, I always say this to certain artists, I go, damn, when is he going to have his moment? Like Fab, I said this to him.
That's exactly why this moment feels different. 50 Cent isn't moving like a rapper out to defend his pride. He's moving like a boss who knows he can crush reputations with a single post. His responses aren't clapbacks, they're calculated power plays. When 50 fires off a message, it's not entertainment, it's a career risk for whoever's on the receiving end. Jim might have thought his little jab was just a harmless soundbite to stir the internet, but once 50 replied, the whole energy shifted. Instantly, it stopped feeling like jokes and started feeling like mystery. The conversation flipped from, what did Jim say, to, what does 50 know? And when that question starts echoing in hip-hop circles, that's when you know something real might be brewing behind the scenes. To understand why this hit so hard, you've got to rewind back to the early 2000s, when New York sat at the top of the rap world. It was G-Unit versus Dipset Queens versus Harlem. Two unstoppable movements, two different empires, both flexing luxury, street grit, and swagger. It was never all-out war, but the tension was thick. You could feel it in every freestyle, every radio drop, every red carpet moment. Jim Jones, as Dipset's loudest soldier, made sure Harlem never played second to anyone. He carried that Harlem pride heavy, reminding everyone that Queens didn't run the city uncontested. But 50 didn't need to remind anyone who he was. His reputation spoke louder than words. He came up from Southside Jamaica, Queens, survived shootouts, shattered record sales, battled the industry head-on, and still walked away untouched. Jim could talk about being real, but 50 lived it. He turned street survival into a global business blueprint, transforming from mixtape menace to TV mogul. That's why his latest warning didn't sound like a threat, it sounded like a verdict, because when 50 Cent presses the button, it's never about clout or attention, it's about legacy, dominance, and power.
Give me the Cam right now. He just did the interview with 50.
For the younger audience, we had like a rap battle thing at one time. And 50, what you did, so we was having interior problems in Dipset. Nobody knew about this. Nobody knew that we was like not on the same page. Right. So when me and you were battling during our music thing, you got members of Dipset to come to the show. Them niggas be on my dick, right? Them niggas ain't got nothing else to think about but Capo. I did a lot for them niggas and they like, you heard? Both of them. Pause though, get off my dick. There's only space on here for baby girl, man. Come on, man. Talking on my shit like that.
Yo, you never clear shit up. We never hear your side of the story. Kim's like, I thought we could pull it together. Next thing I know, I see Jim performing with him.
Nigga ain't think nothing. He could pull nothing together. He couldn't do nothing with me. He couldn't tell me nothing, nigga. Let's not get this shit twisted. Like, nigga, nobody could tell me nothing, nigga. I was my own boss. I did what I did as a fucking soldier because I was a soldier, nigga. You heard? I had the soldiers, nigga. They didn't tell me nothing. You heard? I did what I wanted to do. I seen the shit wasn't going right, so I started doing what Jim Jones needed to do for Jim Jones. Because the nigga that was supposed to be the Don wasn't taking care of the capo. Started feeling like the guy.
50 Cent lived every bar he's ever rapped, every lyric, every story. That's why when Jim Jones started throwing slick little comments, fans instantly called it what it looked like, jealousy. Because deep down, everyone knows 50 earned his spot the hard way. No shortcuts, no cosigns, just hustle, grind, and survival. Fast forward to today, 50's sitting on top of the world. A multi-millionaire, producing blockbuster shows like Power, BMF, and more. He's not just an artist anymore. He's a global brand, a businessman, and a cultural force. Meanwhile, Jim's still out here chasing clout, dropping names in interviews just to stay relevant. That's exactly why 50's post didn't feel like your average rap beef. It felt like a boss checking an employee. The energy wasn't petty or emotional. It was commanding. It had that know your place tone, the kind that cuts deeper than any diss track ever could. Insiders even say this didn't come out of nowhere. Apparently, 50 had been hearing Jim's slick remarks for months. Between the side comments about Mace, Cameron, and now 50 himself, Jim's been poking too many giants from his own Harlem circle, and it's finally catching up to him. Online, the backlash was instant. Fans started roasting Jim, calling him Harlem's noisy neighbor, saying he talks more than he raps these days. And honestly, they're not lying. The problem is, Jim keeps trying to prove something that doesn't even need proving anymore. He's constantly shouting about being outside, reminding everyone he's real Harlem, but in 2025, that talk doesn't hit like it used to. The game's evolved. It's no longer about who's the loudest, it's about who's making moves. It's about power plays, not punchlines. And that's where 50 shines brightest. He doesn't talk about dominance, he demonstrates it. So when he posted that cold warning, fans couldn't help but say it. The old 50's back. That, get rich or die trying. Energy, the one that made the whole industry nervous, just stepped back into the room.
Jim Jones drops a 50 Cent and Cameron diss track. So you got Jim Jones dropping a diss track against 50 and Cam. Y'all know 50 went on Cam's show. Cam brought up the situation where you had Jim Jones performing with 50 while Cam and 50 were beefing. Jim Jones ain't like that, started going in on Cam.
I've been doing some soul searching. And I think I won out the group, okay? Hey, you just kicking us out the group. He just wear you on his hat. And,
50 shot my brother, I'ma find that nigga.
It took too long to respond to Jimmy. So put it in the comment section.
Talk about me every day. Why? Because I'm on a jet right now.
That's why.
I am the algorithm. So what you gotta do, you gotta blow a shot at beat. When you do the most numbers, they gonna talk about you.
I'm saying niggas is talking mad shit though.
Alright, don't have that shit up.
Like you ain't even like that.
I'm not gonna drink on. I'm not valid for that. $25,000 bottle.
Wait.
I'm not valid for that.
Nah, get that nigga the other one. Why I gotta have extra trucks? Because Jimmy and Bleak looking for yeah.
The tone, the confidence, the suspense, it all reminded people exactly why 50 Cent's name still commands both respect and fear. He's not the type to hop online and argue. He's the type to pull receipts, real ones. So when he said, "Remind the city," everyone knew it wasn't just a catchy line. It was a warning, a reminder that 50's roots still run deep through New York. From the block to the boardroom, he's connected to everything and everyone that matters. And Jim's response? Pure silence. No posts, no live streams, no slick comebacks, nothing. That quiet spoke louder than 100 interviews ever could. Because when 50 Cent calls you out and you go ghost, that's not peace, that's pressure. The kind of pressure that makes the whole city pause, waiting to see if he's about to expose something that could shake Harlem to its core. Right now, Jim's feeling every ounce of that heat. He might be quiet, but the internet definitely isn't. The moment 50's warning went viral, the online detectives clocked in. Within hours, hip-hop blogs, fan pages, and even old-school insiders started digging into the real history between these two. And what they uncovered made the situation way more layered than anyone expected. Because here's the thing, this tension between 50 and Jim has always gone deeper than music. For years, there've been whispers, rumors of street business gone bad, deals that didn't end clean, and alliances that got messy behind the scenes. Nothing's ever been confirmed, but when 50 said, "Remind the city," fans knew he wasn't talking out of ego. He was hinting at something real, something specific, the kind of truth that only a few people in New York actually know.
Bless him here by a lot of prayers and a lot of luck.
50, remember that whole situation? I was around for that.
Yeah, 50 was they had their own thing. The city was different at that time.
Hold on, don't try to speak through.
Oh boy.
Here you go. Touch your mouth. I'll let you finish.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Do you feel like you know? I'm trying to think. I'm gonna ask because you're my man. So.
That's right.
No, don't do that. That's my business, man. Don't do that to me, Dice. Do you think that? So, at the whole time, like 50 tried to do a chess move, right? But you know the whole thing with him and Cam, and at the time, you know, because remember Cam called up and that whole situation, and he was saying all these things. Do you think that could have led to any? Like you think Killer was mad at that? Because you ain't say nothing at that time. At the time, you ain't say nothing. When 50 did a Cam, he's gone. Now he's going with when Curtis, you ain't saying nothing. He was like, Jimmy's and all that. You ain't saying nothing. We was on you. We was watching you.
That one phrase alone, "Remind the city," sent fans into a frenzy online. Some were convinced it tied back to old Harlem street connections that go back decades, while others swore it had to do with the label tension from the early 2000s, back when 50 Cent and Cam'ron clashed live on Hot 97. Remember that legendary moment when Cam snapped, "You can't ban the whole Dipset," and 50 just laughed like he already owned the room? Yeah, Jim Jones was right there, standing beside Cam, playing Harlem's frontline soldier. And even though years have passed since that showdown, that energy never really died. 50 moved on stacking millions, building empires, and dominating TV with hits like Power and BMF. But Jim? He never stopped throwing those subtle jabs in interviews, keeping that old tension alive like unfinished business. And now, it's starting to look like karma just spun the block. The internet seems to agree. Comment sections are filled with fans saying, the same thing, Jim should have just kept 50's name out his mouth, because everyone knows how petty, precise, and strategic 50 Cent can be. This is the same man who's publicly humiliated rappers, CEOs, and even billionaires. Nobody, and that means nobody, is off limits. From Ja Rule to Diddy, 50's proven time and again that when he sets his sights on someone, it's not just a feud, it's a full-blown takedown. And if history's about to repeat itself, Jim Jones might just be the next name on 50's long list of legendary checkmates.
You ain't say nothing. Now, I don't know why you didn't at that time. I know now you don't care, you two can. But do you feel like it was a chess move on his part? Because you ain't say nothing. Do you feel like everything happened in perspective? Because, you know, after that, Killer just...
Nah, it wasn't a chess move. Like, I'm looking at a perspective, 50 said something about Koch, and Cam took offense to that. And at that time, I was riding regardless. So me not saying nothing mean I'm ready to go. You heard? If I say something,
But you still had ball in our copy. You had a voice. You didn't say nothing.
Yeah, because you're not listening to me, because I was ready to go. I'm still capital, bro. I was ready to go. So you got to watch what you say out here. I'm still a smart man. You dig? Like, you project that on any type of camera or any type of... You get just caught up if anything ends up coming from them type of situations like that. Like, this was all tricky, but when he said that about the Koch and Cam took offense to it, I was like, man, I don't really... In my mind, I was like, I didn't really understand the correlation of why he would take so much offense, because he didn't say the diplomats. When he said some said Koch is a cemetery label, whatever, like that. I was like, we could have probably flipped that so many ways, but it was just the way Cam was feeling, and any way Cam was feeling at that time, I was ready to do it. And then
What's crazy is 50 didn't even need to say much. That one cold Instagram post was enough to set the entire rap world on fire. Within hours, rappers started unfollowing Jim, bloggers began digging up old clips of him talking reckless, and even some of his Harlem peers went dead silent overnight. You could feel the tension all across social media, everyone waiting, watching, wondering if 50 was about to drop another bombshell that could flip the whole game upside down. And let's be real, if that happens, it's going to break the internet in half. Because when 50 Cent steps into villain mode, he doesn't just make headlines, he owns them. A few days later, fans noticed something wild. 50 deleted the post. Instantly, the internet went into detective mode again. Because if there's one thing everybody knows, it's that 50 Cent doesn't delete posts by accident. He's not backtracking, he's plotting. When he removes something, it means one of two things. Either something bigger is coming, or the real moves are already happening behind the scenes. That's the difference between 50 and most rappers. They talk for attention. He moves for impact. He's mastered the art of using silence as a weapon. No rants, no shouting, just quiet pressure. And right now, Jim's sitting right in the middle of it. People close to him claim he's unbothered, but the streets don't buy it. Because when 50 gets involved, even silence feels loud. Every podcast mention, every shady tweet, every random caption, it's all being dissected and twisted into speculation. Fans are refreshing pages by the second, waiting for the next move, the next digital bomb that could drop any minute. And here's the real kicker, this isn't even about music anymore. This is about pride, respect, and reputation. Jim built his whole image on being Harlem's tough guy, the voice of the streets, the one who keeps it real. But now, the internet's flipping the script, calling him the man who woke up 50 Cent. And let's be honest, that's not a title anyone wants. Because when you wake 50 up, he doesn't just roast you, he rebuilds his empire off your downfall. Now everyone's asking the same question, what happens next? Is 50 about to expose something massive? Or was that post his way of warning Jim to fall back before it's too late? Either way, the message landed crystal clear. 50 Cent doesn't play about respect. Not everyone deserves to say his name, especially not without permission. The difference between these two couldn't be sharper. 50's no longer just a rapper. He's a global brand, a walking business. Every move he makes doubles as a headline, a marketing moment, and a masterclass in control. When people try to drag him into drama, he doesn't just respond, he profits. That's how you stay relevant for 20 straight years. Meanwhile, Jim keeps turning pressure into problems. Instead of flipping the moment into a win, he lets it drag him deeper into controversy. Fans are even comparing their careers side by side, and the contrast is brutal. 50 Cent, 2 decades of dominance, wealth, and respect, still powerful, still feared. Jim Jones, always grinding. But lately, his biggest moments come from interviews, not hits. That right there says it all. One man's silence moves the world, while the other's noise fades into the scroll. Fans say this whole situation exposed a bigger truth. Jim's chasing validation, while 50 already owns it. Jim wants recognition, 50 is recognition. And the wildest part? Some people believe 50's message wasn't even just aimed at Jim, it was a warning to the entire industry. A cold reminder that even in 2025, 50 Cent still controls the narrative whenever he decides to speak. Think about it, one cryptic sentence from him can shift the whole internet for a week straight. That's real power. Now, Jim's every move is under the microscope. If he claps back, 50's going to unload. If he stays quiet, people will say he's scared. Either way, it's checkmate, because 50 doesn't beef, he plays chess. Every word, every silence, every deletion is part of a bigger strategy. Even celebrities are subtly warning Jim to fall back while he still can, because everyone in hip-hop knows 50's not the type to forget. He's the type to wait. He'll sit back, connect dots, and when the timing's perfect, boom, he strikes. And when he does, it's not talk, it's career-ending receipts. That's why 50's warning went viral. It wasn't just an Instagram post, it was a statement, a power move, and a reminder that some names still carry unmatched weight in this game. 50 didn't need to tag anyone. He didn't need to yell. His message was simple and loud. Don't play with me. I built too much to entertain clowns. Now, the entire hip-hop world is holding its breath. Will Jim take the L, quietly? Or will he make the mistake of poking the bear again? Because one thing's for sure, when 50 Cent steps into the spotlight, he doesn't share it. He owns it. So what do you think? Will Jim stand his ground or back down before it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this story is far from over. And don't go anywhere. Click that next video on your screen for even more explosive hip-hop drama.